Hello, and welcome to Pep Talk with Dr. Ellis today. Coach Ellis, thank you for tuning in on today. Today is, wow, is it already Tuesday? Yeah, it's already Tuesday. God, that is something. June 2nd. Wow, June. Wow, it was just January just the other day. Wow, but thanks for tuning in. I'm excited to be with you. Always come to give you value, to bring, again, some good things to you to add to your life. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you get a chance to share with a lot of folks as we're in lunch and learn as we feed the stomach, and feed the stomach being the mind. That's where we truly eat and digest. So the good book says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So it's, again, Jesus says it's not what so much what goes in you, but what comes out of you. So again, your mind is where it's all at. We're on success in human capital. Success in human capital, and what it means is how to connect, convey, convince, conversate, and commune with other people. And boy, I am definitely seeing that in this time in our nation right now. I'm seeing, well, people just don't value other people, and that's why we're not having success in our nation. We're not having success with, again, people working together, because I'm thinking other people are just not valuing other people. And until we get that right, things won't get right at the end of the day. There will always be an imbalance, if you will. And so we need to get that balance where we value people. Even they look different, speak different, and have a different ideology. Again, you must value people. All right, so let's get back into it where we left off. And according to my notes, let me pick up where we left off at. It was ways to get people to like you. One was become generally interested in other people. At the end of the day, the scripture says, he who desires to have a friend must first show himself friendly. I told you that you can, in 2 months, if you become more interested in people, you can learn, get more friends in 2 months more if you can become more interested in people than in 2 years if you try to get people to become more interested in you. All right. Second thing is become a good listener. I believe that's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Become a good listener and listen. That's it. Just listen. People just want to be listened to at the end of the day. Seek to first understand and then to be understood. If you want to become the most interesting person in the room, become the most interested person in the room. We talked about that on last week. We also talked about smile more. Smile more. Makes you seem inviting, makes you seem more caring. And if you're too serious, then you become a deterrent that people won't come to you. They'll stay away from you. All right? But when you're smiling, you become more welcoming, more authentic, and more pleasant to be around. I tell you, remember a person's name. That's very important. Remember a person's name. That's the best sound that anyone could possibly hear, is their own name being called. So I told you my secret is when I'm out in restaurants or stores or wherever it may be, I'm looking straight for the name tag. I'm going for the name tag, and I'm going to call you personally by your name to make that connection. Once I make the connection, now it's easy for me to communicate and convey the things that I so desire. All right. So I told you, make sure to do the person's name tag. Next was talk in turn of the other person's interest, almost like dating. Tell me more about yourself. So where are you from? Okay. Wow. Okay. So how long you've lived there? Okay. Cool. How was it? See, you learn all this information. It's almost like dating. Asked a lot of questions. And believe it or not, the one who's asking all the questions is the one who's actually directing the conversation. The one who's asking all the questions is actually the one who's actually in control of the conversation, believe it or not. So be the one that asks the questions. And then that way you are constantly learning from other people and your environment. All right? The next thing I told you was to embrace other people's ideology. Try to learn from other people's viewpoints that you don't necessarily agree with. And what it will allow you to grow and become more well-rounded and balanced. Remember, we talked about that. Then I told you the power of identity. The power of the 2 most important words in the English language when discussing ourselves is I am. I am Dr. Ellis. I am a coach. I am a consultant. I am. Those things there, it gives much power and confidence when you're able to do that, all right? So our words transform our world. All right, I think that's all we talked about last week. Now we're on to the new stuff. How to win people to your way of thinking. Being persuasive is a very important skill. How to win people to your way of thinking. One is to be persuasive, and a very important skill to create a win-win scenario. So the only way we can do that is two ways. One, the only way to win an argument is to avoid one. It's just that simple. It's already an argument. So the only way you can win it, it's not going to be their way or your way. The only way you can win it is to avoid one. And it's always, you'll know if you're in an argument, is why you're going to feel that negative energy. You're going to feel that resistance, and that's what you don't want at the end of the day. A confident person knows how to get the outcome they want, and this takes much practice and develop much skills to accomplish. 2, show respect for the other person's opinion. At the end of the day, it's their opinion. It's not exactly 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not exactly have to be factual. It's their opinion. How was the movie? One person says, I think it was awesome. The other person says, it was okay. Neither one of them are wrong. It's their opinion. They can't be wrong. It's their opinion. All right? So just learn to show respect for people's opinion. Okay, cool. Now, if you want to find out more, what you didn't like about it? And then, watch this. And then be okay with their answer. I didn't think it was funny. The other person said, I thought it was hilarious. But again, both opinions are right. You ever try to tell someone your opinion and they say, well, no, that's not it. It must be this. You can't tell me my opinion. I can't tell you your opinion. Just show respect for it. All right? Okay, cool. I get it. I respect your opinion. You didn't think it was funny. That's the end of it. No big deal. All right? Do you not know that most communication is miscommunication? Most communication is miscommunication. Most people really just don't know how to communicate. That's the bottom line. They do not know how to articulate or say it to the truest and the simplest form of, this is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. This is what I want. This is what I mean. All right? So most communication is miscommunication. It says here, be careful not to categorize or label people based on a particular opinion. If you can try to see where areas they are right, then do so. Okay, I do. I see your point. I see what you're saying here. See, I'm already connecting. All right? I see your point. However, boom. All right? Try to instill value in people, which only expands you in dealing with people. Once again, I talked about different ideology. 3, if you are wrong, admit quickly and emphatically that you are wrong. Quickly, emphatically, and even empathetically, which means don't try to wiggle your way in and try to justify that you're wrong. Just say, hey, I thought I was right. Realize I'm wrong. I apologize. And I told you last week, believe it or not, that shows leadership qualities. When you can literally admit your mistake and own it and move on, that shows leadership quality. Why? Because you're willing to take what? Responsibility, which means you're able to move past the what? The giant ego. And the ego must go if you're going to move to what the things that God has prepared for you. You got to move on, and the ego will always get in your way. Pride. The good book says what? Pride always come before the what? The fall. So you got to get rid of your pride. It's amazing how we always just trying to prove stuff to other people, as if other people really do care. They don't. That's the honest truth. They don't. Only you. So when you can let it go, then you can be able to move on. All right? So the ego gets in the way. Number 4 principle. If you have to reprimand, rebuke, or correct people, begin in a friendly way. Framing a conversation in a positive way. When we conform to any identity set for ourselves. Example, instead of saying, what did you do wrong? Here's the consequences, and do it again. But instead, let them know what they did in the past, what they need to do in the present, and what you look forward to them seeing them do in the future. So you're framing it. You let them know what they did wrong in the past, what they're currently doing now, what they need to do now, and then what the results will be in the future. All right? So now you're setting them up for success. All right? 6, commitment and consistency. Get the other person saying yes. It's almost like buying. You're trying to sell something. People, yes, I understand. Right, If they come into an agreement with you, you're already there. The good book says where there's 2 or 3 in agreement, They can ask of anything, and I'll do it on earth. Two or three in agreement. So once people come into an agreement, then anything can get done. I've heard the old saying that you don't get what you want, you get what you negotiate. So once you get people to buy, now you can sell whatever that may be that you're trying to convey. So the more they say yes, the more they trust you and the more they feel comfortable with you. Getting them to commit to something small and then work your way up gradually to get them to commit to something big. People won't commit until they connect. All right? People won't commit until they connect. All right. Next, let the other person do a great deal of talking. I told you that. We want to listen more. I find myself later in life, I listen more than I talk. Now, I talk for a living, but I listen more than I talk. All right? I'm pretty much talk when I need to. I talk when I need to, but I listen because I have to. All right? Listen only equips me more for when I talk. All right? So let the other person do most of the talking. If you allow them, they will allow you. Remember, first to seek to understand, then to be understood. All right? When they talk, they are open and they'll reveal so many things about themselves that no one else knows but you. That gives you a great advantage. So continue to remember, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Next, let them feel like the idea is theirs, especially if you're in a group setting or in some type of leadership role. Sometimes we want to take all the credit, and that's the ego. That was my idea. I came up with that. I decided to do that. Right. But at the end of the day, if you can get the people you're working with to feel that that's their idea and somehow they channel that, then that'll get them to thinking of more good ideas. All right? So you want to make sure you do that all the time. And it, by the way, if it's all about the end result and getting it done, then does it really matter at the end of the day? Because you just really wanted to get done. You really want to end at the bottom result of what you wanted. All right? So when people come up with something, though you're leading them that way, though you're setting it up, when they come up with something, go, that's a good idea. Let's try that. Now, probably was your idea from the get-go, but who cares? All right? You're sharing now. You're sharing. So people will want to be around you, and they'll feel better. So let go of you having to be in control, though you're in control of the conversation. You're in control of the bottom line results. All right? And plus what they'll do as well is free your mind for other ideas. Next, try to see from the other person's point of view. Don't listen with the intent to reply. And boy, I got to be honest with you. I was young in my 20s. Boy, that's why I was listening to reply so I could help give you an answer. But again, I'm only listening, seeking to what? Understand. So I can learn, grow, expand, and become more available. So don't listen with the intent to reply. Listen with the intent to understand so you can learn, grow, expand, and become valuable. How to become the smartest person in the room? Easy. Listen. That's it. You can become the smartest person in the room just simply by listening. The more you step back, the more breakthrough and expand your way of thinking will become. All right? The more you step back, the more breakthrough and expand your way of thinking will become. Maya Angelou says this quote, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Powerful. I'll say it again. Maya Angelou said, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Because life is a feeling process. All right? All right? So that's what's important now. It's more emotional than logical. All right? It's more emotional than logical because the emotional thing is what gets stamped on your heart. It gets stamped on your brain. It's the emotional stuff, all right? 9, accepting people for who they are. Everyone's reality is valid. Acknowledge that the people want to feel they matter. Acknowledge that people want to feel they matter. Even all the, protesting we have in this nation right now, people are not feeling that they matter. And that's where we're going wrong in our relationships all right, in this nation is being severed because people are not feeling like they matter, all right? So, wish the whole nation was watching this class today and valuing other people. And that's all we have to do is put value in other people, all right? Next, appeal to the nobler motive. Find out what people want to achieve overall and how your project, your plan, your idea is able to align and assist them. Help them to relate on how and what you're doing assist their overall goal, all right? Now, that will require a lot of listening. I got to tell you that will require a lot of listening. Zig Ziglar said, if you help other people get what they want, you will never have a problem getting what you want. I'll say it again. If you help other people get what they want, you will never have a problem getting what you want. And it's so true. Helping other people. You know, Jesus says, he told disciples, they were arguing among each other, and they said, Lord, out of us 12, which one of us is the greatest? He said, that's easy. The one who serves all is the greatest, and it makes sense. You look at some of the greatest, largest organizations in this country, whether it be Walmart or whether it be Amazon and other organizations that they serve so many people, and that's what Facebook, whatever it may be, Apple Computer, all this stuff is serving more people, and that's how they wind up becoming the greatest. Help other people get what they want, and you will never have a problem getting what you want. I know. It's like, man, well, I'm taking the back seat. No, technically, you're in the front seat because you're helping other people. You'll never have a problem getting what you want. Keep that idea in mind when you're helping other people. Don't let pride and ego get in the way. Well, what about me? You're gonna get it. That goes back to the law of reaping and sowing. You're going to get yours. Don't worry. It'll take a little faith, take some patience, but watch you get it. All right? Because you've sown everywhere else. And if you've sown everywhere else, should you not reap everywhere else? So you will have more than anybody else because you've sown more than anybody else. Got it? You've helped more people than anybody else. You've served more people than anybody else. The best servant, the best waiter in the restaurant gets all the good tips. He makes more money than probably anybody. All right? So you want to serve more people. All right? And when you are conversating, dramatize your ideas. Don't be so clear-cut or simply give so many, do this, this, and that. No, you got to picture. You got to use pictures and stories and passion, enthusiasm, and examples to get your point across. You know, Jesus used nothing but parables when he conveyed to the people to get them to see it. Why? Because a picture is worth what? More than 1,000 words. All right? So you want to get people to see the picture. So understanding is knowing what to say, when to say it, who to say it to, and how to say it to them. All right? Clever ways leave an imprint on people's minds to get you your point across. All right. Throw down a challenge, not an overwhelming challenge. People are moved by challenges. We just are. As human beings, we're moved by challenges. So throw out a challenge and just how we can build this thing. Setting a bar high enough, not too low, because when the bar is too low, people become bored. So don't set a bar too low, but just high enough that people feel challenged and they can go ahead and accomplish it. You set it too high, people feel overwhelmed, feel like it's not attainable. But if you show how the goal is beneficial to the organization, to the individual, they'll strive for it. Next, let's move on. How to change people without giving an offense. Boy, this is a tough one here. I mean, it's tough because people are so easily offended these days, no matter what you say. So how to change people without giving offense to help them grow and to help them want to do better. One, begin with praise. Crazy as it may sound, start with praise. Hey, man, good job on this, man. You knocked this out of the park. Wow. Okay, now take that and do the same thing but on this part over here. Now, see, I pretty much told him in a roundabout way, you didn't do a better job on this part, but I'm praising for the good stuff, and I'm hoping that will simply spill over into the other part. See, so I'm starting with praise. So begin with praise, no matter who it is, you know, husband or wife or whatever it is. Honey, you did an awesome job on that chicken. That chicken, woo-wee, and the joker was juicy as all out. Doors, man, it was crazy. Now, wow, that juice there, we could take that same juice there, and man, them carrots, you get them carrots, take some of that chicken, top of the line. We don't need to go out to eat. This is the best meal I've ever eaten. So I didn't say anything bad about the carrots. I just want the same juicy texture and the same whatever that person did over here to spill over here on the carrots. You understand? So begin with praise and honest appreciation. So I'm very honest that I really did enjoy the chicken. I really enjoyed this, that, and the other. So you want to begin with praise and honest appreciation. And then what that does, that creates a positive feeling and openness to receive what? Critical feedback. So the person might come back and say, well, so how were the carrots? Carrots was good. It's honest. Carrots was good. Not quite as good as that doggone chicken, though. Maybe missing some salt or something. Okay, maybe next time I'll put some salt in it. Maybe put some pepper in it or something. Okay, see, then now they're open to receive that feedback now because I've already praised them on everything else. Got it? 2, call to people mistakes indirectly. An example, give an experience of someone or an ex-client you had. So in other words, I'm going to show them where they made a mistake, but not saying, see, this is where you messed up at. Okay. You know what? I recognize this. I had a client that did the exact same thing, and they found out that when they did this, this here fixed it. See? So I'm telling them how they need to fix it without telling them they made a mistake. You got it? All right. So another thing you could do is talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. It shows vulnerability. It shows that you're approachable. It shows you are very authentic, and you make others feel that they can get better because why? You did. So always use yourself at the end of the day. I believe that when Jesus was saying that if any man follow me, he must bear his own cross. Right. I get it now. He must put himself on the cross. So if you really want people to relate to you, put yourself on the cross. You know, put yourself out there. All right? But you got to remember now, you're already empowered, so they already look up to you. You don't have to enforce your will upon people. You're already in a high position. You're already a supervisor or a manager or a leader, whatever the case may be. So it's like, oh, man, whoa, I remember when I did that. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, man, how am I going to get out of this? And then I thought about this, and I did that, and that would fix that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if you do the same thing, I'm sure that's going to work for you too. Because, man, I don't know if anybody can get better. If I got better, oh, man, that's not a problem at all for you because you're way ahead of where I was. For real? Oh, yeah, you're way better than where I was. Trust me. I didn't know where I was at your age. See what I'm saying? So I'm using myself now at the end of the day. Now, it also shows that they don't have to be perfect because everybody thinks they have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, all right? You have to be focused on just getting better. All right? You don't have to be perfect. You have to be focused on getting better. And through your mistakes, you can gain wisdom from your mistakes, and they can too. So once you reveal that you've been there where they are now, they feel better, and they're able to receive feedback. And when you offer feedback without offense, then that means at the end of the day, the feedback. Notice it's called feedback. So I'm trying to feed you back. I'm trying to nurture you. I'm trying to get you to move gradually and steadily. All right? Now, when you are talking to people, don't use the word but, because what the but does, it removes and excludes everything you said prior. So don't use but. Instead, use the word and. And so it doesn't omit the good thing you already said first. All right? Growth is the end of the game. Growth is the end game. Next, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. So you are helping them to facilitate what they need to do. Most of the time, it's obvious. But ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Okay, what you need to do, you need to do this, 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 and this. Instead, it says, hey, so why'd you do that? Tell me why'd you do that. What do you mean why I did that? Well, share with me why you do that. I want to understand. Why'd you do that? Well, I did that because of that. And obviously, the answer could easily be obvious up front. Then they think about it and go, well, yeah, I guess I didn't have to do that. No, you really didn't have to do that. Oh, okay. See, and I just simply did it by asking questions because I'm trying to understand, all right? So just ask questions. Let the other person save face. Don't do it in front of other people, especially when they make a mistake. So don't try to humiliate them. Resist the urge to do so. Like I said, you don't have to enforce your will upon people and your power. All right, don't humiliate them. Bring them to the side. This is this, and this is that. Got it? All right. Pray the slightest improvement on other people. Pray the slightest improvement. Even if the improvement is not even noticeable to everybody else. Hey, do something to your hair. Hey, I noticed you've been coming in about 5 to 10 minutes early. Hey, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that people wouldn't notice, but you notice. And so now that makes the other person feel valuable and makes them feel important. Hey, I noticed you hadn't been taking a long lunch break lately. I like that. Hey, I noticed you've been staying a little late. I like that. Hey, I know you've been turning your projects in a little earlier. I like that. All right? Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Help them see themselves, the be, the do, the have. And if you become that person, then you can become the be with me. You say, what are you saying? The be, do, and the have. So you can be whoever you want to be around me. You feel comfortable. You feel safe in my space. So that's what the kind of environment you want to give people, so they don't mind being in your environment. And in your environment is a greenhouse, is where they grow, is where they bloom. All right. I have two more, and we're done for the day. Use encouragement. Use a mistake or a change to a mishap, which can cause recalibration. A lot of times people don't need to really change. They just need to recalibrate, just to make some small adjustments. And so I like that now. People say, no, you need to change. No, I don't know about change. You need to make some adjustments. Everybody okay with some adjustments, which means I got the basis. I just need to fine tune some things. So I use adjustments now, not so much change. Do I think people really change? I don't know if people really change, but I do believe that people can make some real fine adjustments, some tuning. I'm like a camera in the lens. At one point, you can't see nothing. So it seems as if this camera needs to change. No, we don't need to change the camera. We need to go ahead and adjust the lens. The picture, it's in there, just needs to be adjusted. So I don't need to change. I don't need to change out the camera. I don't need to change out the lens. I just need some adjustments. So you let folks know, whoever you're in a relationship with or whatever the case may be, that, hey, I'm going to start making some adjustments. Trust me, they'll receive that like, okay, cool. You tell people they need to change. I ain't changing. I don't want to change. See the resistance? You say, hey, you're there. You just need to make a few adjustments. Like what? Right, now they're interested. See that feedback? They're interested. All right, that's what's called recalibration. But another word without using that word recalibration is called an adjustment. All right, and then 9, make them happy about doing the thing you suggest. Explain and show how this benefits and support their overall goal. All right, so if you make these adjustments, okay, then you can have this. I can see you doing this, and then you'll have no problem getting this. You think so? I know so. See, now, at the end of the day, I'm showing this person, make them feel happy about doing the things I've said. Instead of saying, you need to do this, you need to change. Don't know about change. Make some slight adjustments, and you're there. Why? Because I can see the picture. I can see you attaining things. I can see you becoming things. I can see you being things. I can see you doing things. I can see you having things. So at this point, if you walk away with anything else from Dr. Ellis today, again, I'm going to make some adjustments. And the adjustment will clear my vision, clear my path, clear my perception for this new life, new destiny, and have success in human capital. So, at the end of the day, value yourself and put the same value on other people. Treat people, the golden rule, treat people the way you'd want to be treated. I'm telling you, that is the golden rule in life, and this world and this nation would be so much better if people did that. All right? So make sure you treat people the way you want to be treated, and the world would be a better place for it. Hey, hope and pray that you were blessed today. It was a joy, a privilege, and an honor to be able to speak to you in your homes, in your offices, in your cars, or wherever you may be today at Pep Talk. Again, be blessed. I love you, and more importantly, God loves you. All right? So keep your head up and strive to be the very best. Bye now. See you on Thursday.